Don't say anything. Don't say anything. What are you doing here? Come with me. You really think I'm a dumbass, huh? Well, let me tell you something. You have got 1 minute to tell me what you're doing here. Got it? You working with them? You're a cop, aren't you? Look, man. If you don't start answering these questions, you're gonna fucking die, alright? I'm not shitting you. I will blow your brains out.
Then why haven't you? You could have double-tapped my body behind the wall, hide me in a dark room, and got away scot-free. But it's not like I haven't seen your face, or I can understand what you're saying. It's a shame. We're forgetting this place, and that could be the perfect crime.
But how do I know you're not a cop?
Why would I bluff about being a cop? It's their business.
So what are you doing here?
Well, I came to take some photos, but apparently I'm being held at gunpoint.
Photography, eh?
Yep.
Well, it's a weird thing to ask, I know, given the situation, but could I maybe be your subject?
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Pretty creepy how pitch black everything is in here.
And who's sleeping in this bitch? I don't think we properly introduced ourselves to each other, have we?
No,
I'm Neil.
Rex. So I guess that I'm not being held at gunpoint. What are you doing here?
Came here yesterday. I mean, yeah, I'm not some batshit insane mind-fucked son of a bitch. I mean, clearly. Yesterday, I was over by the gas station. That's literally right around the corner. And I went in there and I tried to rob the place.
You robbed them?
Tried to. It was attempted robbery. I could still just see that so vividly, even if it was yesterday. I held that guy at gunpoint, and I told him to put the money in the bag, but what came out was put the money in my ass. Holding somebody at gunpoint is one thing. Holding somebody at gunpoint when you're scared shitless is another. And then I shot him.
You?
Yeah, shot him. And killed him. 2nd degree. 19 years I've been on this planet. I'm about to spend another at least 16 in the can somewhere. At least it wasn't 1st degree, or else I wouldn't stand a fucking chance. It was just dawned upon me how I don't think anybody's willing to destroy their life in mere seconds, and yet it's just so scarily easy to kill anybody, anything for that matter. Although it's not like I had anything or anybody to go to in the first place, really. Because my mom and dad were junkies. And when I was 8, my dad suffered the consequences, and he OD'd, and as a coping mechanism, my mom decided to go to weed. And crack, and heroin, so on and so forth, you get the basic gist. Then come freshman year of high school, my brother decides to move out. Just take my sister with him, just up and go to the city. Without me, with no warning, no note, no nothing, just gone. My problem with that was that we were barely talking to each other, to our sister, and yet we were talking all the time. So my guess was that he wanted to leave me by myself because he didn't want to put pressure on her, or he thought that I could put all this weight on me and just handle the situation fine. I don't know, but then come sophomore year of high school, I drop out and I find a job for ball bearings and get some money. Only for my mom to take that money, steal it, and buy more drugs to fry her brain out even more. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I have to deal with her shit or the fact that I have to clean her shit.
Do you hate him?
I don't know. I can't say I hate them, but I obviously don't like them for what they did. What about you?
What about me?
What's your story? I mean, I've told you mine. It can't be worse than me.
First off, I never knew my dad. Heard all sorts of stories about him, but just never knew him. He ran off from the family once he impregnated my mom and had me, but just never knew him. Ever since my dad left, my mom has been a wine mom. You know, she just guzzled down alcohol every day. One day, me and my brother found her passed out on the floor. Wasn't moving, wasn't even breathing. We thought she was dead. Turns out she had leukemia and kind of crushed us. It was on her side of the family, so I was on my dad's side. She was just in the hospital like every day. My brother, he was barely ever there, so I was just the only one by her side. It's just, my brother eventually ran off because he won this business or whatever. I don't care what he won, but yeah, he's gone. One day I was not pulled over, but just stopped from a cop. Said I was loitering. I got so pissed off about that, but eventually it resulted in me going into custody. Yeah, that's basically my story.
What about your mom?
My mom, she passed away. Again, it crushed our family. I don't even see any of my family anymore. Not my dad, of course. Mom now. Not my brother. I just lingering around now, taking photos for photography and stuff. You know, just trying to enjoy life while I'm here.
It's funny. It's like both of our incidents just brought us here. Think it's fate at all? It's also funny. I didn't have anything, and my results happened to be I rob a fucking gas station in retaliation to my mom. And look where that got me.
You told me about that already, didn't you?
I said I didn't have anything. That's one last picture sound.
Okay.
You might as well just call the cops now.
Why?
Well, they're gonna catch me eventually. Might as well just get it over with. Hey, Rex. Thanks, man.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from the silver cup and ride that highway in the sky. Well, I'm on my way. Yes, I'm back to